Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premier episode of Dentistry in 4D, marketing your dental practice in an increasingly digital age. I'm your host, Brandon Platt, and we're going to take you through in this series a lot of really exciting things. I've been involved in marketing now for a number of years after getting my doctorate in athletic training, and I tell you, I just cannot stop learning about this stuff, and it really fires me up to talk about it. So I really appreciate you all being with me and joining me here today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening on the podcast, really appreciate that. That really helps us out. Like that video if you like what you hear. Leave us a comment or two. Let us know what you think. Really helps us out and really helps me with the planning of content for the future. Lots of good stuff coming up in the coming weeks with different aspects of digital marketing, different aspects of social media management and social media marketing that can really help drive your dental practice, and stuff to think about while you're at it. Also, we're going to talk to some experts, both in the field of marketing as well as those who have had success with dental marketing and marketing their dental practice to help scale and really jumpstart their dental practice, be it specialists, general dentists, you name it. So we'll have a lot of really cool guests on here. So you want to make sure you don't miss that. So make sure you hit that little bell to get all the notifications and let you know when we drop a new episode. Episodes are becoming your way weekly. We'll be posting every Friday, and hopefully you enjoy the content. Now on to more important things. Well, first of all, make sure you visit us at 4D Digital Media on different platforms. We're on Facebook at 4D Digital Media, on Instagram at 4D Digital Media, and on Twitter at 4D Digital Media 1, the number 1, at 4D Digital Media 1. Interact with us on any of those platforms. We would really love to hear from you, especially if you have ideas for content, things you want to know more about, things you want to have featured in one of our episodes. We'd love to hear from you. We are here for you. Now, like I said before, on to the most important part of this, which is what we all came for, which is to learn more about the marketing in your dental practice, especially with social media, digital marketing, and things that may not be as mainstream to a lot of people. A lot of this is really confusing at first when you start out. I know it was for me. And the more I learn about it, the more I tell you what, the more excited I get, and the more fired up I am to speak about it. Today we're going to focus mostly on metrics and analytics, and really kind of dive into that a little bit, and then we're going to kind of expand from there into the purchase funnel and the marketing funnel and how that relates to your dental practice. Next week we're going to dive into certain things like really trusting the and celebrating the rewards that you get, the successes that you have as rewards, and really kind of dive into what it means to be a successful marketer as we go through in the coming weeks here. To start out, what everybody wants to know about is, how do I know that I'm doing a good job in my social media marketing? The one question I always get asked when I'm talking to somebody about digital marketing is, how do I know I'm successful? How do you know when you're successful? What is success? I got 1 million likes on my post. That means I'm successful. And man, I got 500 new followers this week. I'm obviously doing something right. And yeah, that could be true, but I always come back to the same basic answer, and that is, it really depends on what your goal is when you're moving forward in a marketing campaign. I mentioned a little bit earlier about how we're going to dive into the purchase and the marketing funnel a little bit later on in some of these episodes down the road. But just to kind of introduce you to it a little bit, there's what we call the marketing funnel, which I'll include a link for, so you could see a PDF version of that in the description below. So take a look at that. But really, you're looking at what is a funnel-shaped idea, and what that is it's discovery of your business or your practice at the top. It's advocacy at the bottom, and everywhere in between you have exploration, engagement, convergence, which is basically the purchase, or in the case of dentistry, getting that person in the chair, having them come in for dental services and dental care, then becoming your patient, and then so on and so forth. And building a community into building advocacy for your practice and getting that word of mouth advertising. So that's the crash course. And again, we'll get more into that as the weeks go on. But we have to look at that from a goal perspective, is where do we see this marketing campaign for our practice starting, right? If we're in a discovery campaign where, man, we're a brand new practice, or I'm a brand new dentist, or I'm a brand new dental specialist, oral surgeon, endodontist, periodontist, etc. I'm just starting out in a community. I'm really trying to build a following. My social media digital marketing campaign may be for discovery and exploration, and maybe a little bit of engagement. And when we're at that top end of the funnel, yeah, followers are awesome. Likes are awesome. Reach is awesome, because what that means is people are seeing our content and we're putting our face and our name in front of potential patients. However, when we get into a little bit lower on than that in the funnel, as we move down and we're really trying to get people in the chair, likes and engagements probably don't, likes and followers probably don't matter nearly as much. Now, that being said, do you need followers to have your name and your content in front of people? Of course you do. But that's not the be all end all, and that's not how I would market success in a campaign that is geared towards, say, engagement, or geared towards, say, a convergence rates and return on investment, because that's where you're really going to see your marketing plan pay off, is when you get to that convergence and you get people in the office. That's when you see that return on investment really start to scale. And I'll come back to that here in a second, because it's a really important point I want to make with that. But so when you're looking at an engagement campaign, or you're looking at a convergence campaign where you're really trying to get people in the office, you're really not as worried about likes, or you're not worried about new follows. What you're worried about are engagements, are interactions, are people actually doing something with the post. If you're posting content, videos, audio files, whatever it may be, photos from past cases, or a fun photograph with, even if it's National Ice Cream Day and somehow you tie it back to your practice, is, make sure after you eat ice cream, come visit us to check for your yearly checkup, or what have you. Anything like that. If you're looking for engagements, what you're looking for is, in my mind, is not necessarily people liking the post, but are people sharing the post? Are people commenting on the post? And there are different ways of engagement that we'll touch on here in a second as well. Are people clicking through if it's an advertisement? Are people going to your website from that post? Is your website driving traffic? Is your goal, what your goal is of the marketing campaign for that content, doing what it's supposed to do? And a lot of that has to do with how you word the caption, the general idea of the content itself. But things like click-through rate and interactions, like shares and comments and things of that nature, those are what you're really, really looking for with regard to an engagement campaign. Now, I had mentioned earlier that I wanted to make a point on return on investment. And it's really important to remember that when you're investing in a dental marketing campaign and you're trying to boost your dental practice, or jumpstart your dental practice on social media and through digital marketing, you're going to get what you put into it, but your return on investment is not necessarily going to happen immediately. And it's important to remember that the amount that you're going to get from one convergence is going to, in theory, be substantially less than the amount that you're putting into your marketing campaign and your marketing budget. So while your return on investment may not be immediate, it's important to give it a little bit of time in order to develop, because when you do get that convergence, your return on investment is going to be fairly substantial from a margin standpoint, which is ultimately what you're looking for. So be patient with your campaign, and make sure that you're giving it time. I always tell clients that, you may be looking at, I mean, we could do month to month, a kind type of a thing and wait and see, but you're really looking at a 3 to 6 month process where you're really seeing if it's something that's working. Adjustments can be made in where the marketer or you as the marketer are really getting to know your patient population and their habits online and their habits on social media, and what makes them click and what drives their engagement to do what you want them to do. And it's also your patients getting to know you and people getting to know you. So it does take a little bit of time to really build that up. And so that's a really important thing to remember. The other big metric that we see a lot on Instagram or on Facebook is reach. And what is the reach of our post? A lot of times when you're building an advertisement on Instagram or Facebook, you see the term reach a lot. This post is estimated to reach anywhere from 800 to 1.5 thousand people per day. And that's awesome because guess what? That's your content getting in front of more people. So I don't completely discount that, but what you have to understand about reach is it's just how many people are seeing it. If people aren't interacting and aren't engaging with your content, it may not be as successful as you think that it should be. One great way to really drive interactions and engagement and things and connect with your patient population is something called user-generated content. And what that means is you may put a post out that is, have you been in to see us lately? If so, take a picture of send us a before and after picture, or post a before and after picture and use the hashtag my dental result, or whatever hashtag you want to use specific to your practice. And it's really important, if you're going to do user-generated content with a hashtag, find a hashtag that's specific to your practice. If you use a hashtag that's very general, like hashtag dentistry or hashtag dental patient, you're going to get all kinds of stuff. And the thing that hashtags will do for you as a content marketer or for your marketing team within your practice is you're going to be able to search or follow that specific hashtag and then pick out the exact user-generated content very easily instead of having to sift through or think that you're going to get lucky by seeing a post or two. And what you can do is you can incentivize people by either reposting their content. You could have giveaway like free services or t-shirts or toothbrushes or things of that nature. Get really creative with it, and those giveaways can be a really big thing for people in generating user-generated content. You could say our favorite 5 are going to win 5 new toothbrushes each, or a teeth cleaning packet, or are going to win a t-shirt from our practice. And that not only gives them something that they've won something, but it also helps you with advertising because now they're a walking billboard for you. So user-generated content can be awesome. Plus, you can also have them, in addition to using the hashtag, you can have them actually tag you in the post at 4D Digital Media, whatever your handle is for that specific platform. Not all platforms are created equal when it comes to engagement, and that's something else to really keep in mind when it comes to engagement and interaction. If you're looking for user-generated content, Instagram's a great place for it because it's very easy to search hashtags. Hashtags are really big in driving content and finding content on Instagram. Twitter is a great place for it, not only because of the hashtags, but the thing about Twitter is great for really quick interactions with your patients. And so, that's where you really look into being able to have user-generated content where a patient may tag you with the hashtag on Twitter. You can then go ahead and respond to them and have a quick back and forth with that patient very easily on Twitter, as it's very conversational. That also works really well with just straight text conversations. And what I mean by text conversations is not text messaging, but just written word conversations. Twitter's great for that as far as engaging your users and your patients specifically and being more personable. I think a lot of times medical practices in general miss out on the personal aspects that social media really allows you to have in being able to relate well to your patients. And when you're able to relate well to your patients are going to feel more comfortable. They're going to feel more calm when they come into your office. Most people have some sort of dental anxiety as it is. And so those are things that are going to be to really helpful in not only getting them in the chair, but as you move down the funnel into advocacy, they're going to be able to really promote your practice even more so. So that's something that I think is really, really important. Now, before you can really expect any kind of big results from an engagement campaign, from a convergence campaign, from an advocacy campaign, you want to make sure that there's one key aspect of your content marketing and of your marketing strategy on social media that you need to have in there, be it a YouTube video, an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a Twitter post, whatever it is. And it doesn't matter if it's engagement campaign or if it's a discovery campaign or if it's whatever. There's got to be some sort of a call to action. What do you want your followers or the people seeing that post to do with that post? Do you want them to click to learn more and it takes them to your website? Do you want them to visit your website to make an appointment? Do you offer appointments online through some sort of online scheduling service that will allow people to book straight from Facebook? Click here to make an appointment. And this kind of goes through to click-through rate as well. Do you want people to, when you're talking about user-generated content, post your photos and use the hashtag whatever the hashtag is. Tag us in your posts. Share with your friends. The top 5 or the first 5 shares get a free exam, free consultation for wisdom teeth. If you're an oral surgeon or somebody who does wisdom teeth routinely, the first 5 shares of this post get a complimentary dental implant consultation. Things like that, and just to use some examples. So having a good call to action can really be beneficial when you're talking about having a good engagement campaign, but really in any campaign when you're talking about social media marketing, digital marketing in general. So that's all for this week. I really hope this video was beneficial for you. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. Really helps out. Make sure you get those alerts. You don't want to miss any of our great content that we have coming out to you. I'm really excited about what's to come in the future. Leave a comment. Let us know how we can improve. Let me know how I can improve with this, how I can better benefit you. Tweet at 4D Digital Media 1. Let me know kind of what kind of content you want to see, what you want to know more about. Obviously, today was mostly about metrics and analytics, and like I said, we could go all day with this, but just remember, metrics and analytics are great, but they're not necessarily all created equal. Set your goals, have your call to action, and run with it. Take care, everybody. I know you're on a roll. Sweet honey, let's take it real slow.